Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dual spoilers for next week, August 17th through the 21st are officially out, and honestly my head is completely spinning. There is just so much happening. Let's start with Chad and Kat because this situation is just getting ugly. Chad is going to absolutely rage at Kat next week over all her secrets and lies. And you know what? He is completely justified. Kat knew that Lexie Carver was dying down in those dark, damp DiMera tunnel. She heard EJ hiding her there, and she just kept her mouth shut because of her precious ISA investigation. What was she thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well for her? Chad is a guy who values family above everything else, especially after losing Abigail. So for Kat to prioritize taking down EJ over his own sister's dying moments, just brutal. Honestly, he may never talk to Kat again after all. The trust is completely gone. Poof. Maybe I'm being too harsh, she has a job to do, but come on. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. You just don't play games with a dying woman. The fans on social media are already tearing Kat apart, and I have to agree with them. And speaking of EJ, his life is just entirely falling apart right now. Next week, we're going to see EJ and his assistant, Rita, dealing with the chaotic aftermath of Devlin St. John's visit. Remember that hilarious but also weirdly tense slap fest they had? Yeah, Devlin really pushed EJ to his absolute limit over the Coruscant cover-up. And once EJ's flu is done, because apparently he has the flu now on top of everything else, that's going to be the absolute least of his worries. He's got so much more trouble coming once Rafe is back from Alamainia with Gwen. Rafe is offering Gwen full immunity to testify against EJ, and if she takes it, EJ is looking at serious prison time. His empire is crumbling. He alienated Johnny, he alienated Chad, he locked Kristen in a box, and now the law is coming. It feels like the writers are finally making EJ pay for his arrogant streak. A total mess. So let's jump over to Alamainia because that situation is just completely off the rails. We'll finally find out if Leo is going to be stuck with Dimitri over there. Leo promised to stay with Dimitri if he let Gwen go with Rafe, but Dimitri is obsessed. He doesn't just want Leo as a hostage, he wants Leo to actually love him back, which is crazy. But wait, it gets messier. We know that Javi Hernandez was planning to fly there to save Leo from wicked Dimitri. Javi dumped Gus because he suddenly realizes he's still in love with Leo and doesn't want Gus at all, which is sure to infuriate Dimitri when Javi shows up playing the hero. I can already picture the showdown. Dimitri's going to lose his mind when he sees Javi trying to steal his man. It is going to be high camp, and I am honestly here for it. But we have to talk about something way more serious now. Chanel's going to give birth next week, but it's going to be incredibly high risk. She has been dealing with the breast cancer diagnosis and the terrifying premature labor, and Johnny is going to be absolutely terrified. Of course he is. He's watching his wife bleed and fight for her life and the life of their baby. He's terrified that Chanel might not survive this. The hospital scenes are going to be a total tearjerker, but hopefully she does survive and little Quattro and Chanel are both healthy. It's just so stressful to watch. And zooming out for a second, we know behind the scenes that Johnny and Chanel are leaving Salem. Both actors were fired after the Christmas break last year, which still makes me so mad. So this birth is probably leading up to their big exit storyline. I just hope they get a happy ending after all this suffering. And the heartbreak just keeps coming because it's time soon for Abe and Theo to plan Lexie's memorial. Just typing that hurts. Next week, she'll be in Salem University Hospital with Abe and Theo right at her bedside. Her resurrection was just a cruel temporary glitch from Dr. Rolf. EJ's recovered enough from his flu to come to the hospital to see Lexie, but Abe is not having it. Days of Our Lives, spoilers say Abe completely flips out on EJ. Abe doesn't want EJ anywhere near that room and he rages at him to get out. Good for Abe. EJ caused so much of this pain by hiding her in the tunnel. Paulina will be there for Abe and his grief, standing by her husband. But with Lexie on her deathbed, Abe may not be able to see beyond his devastation. Right? And I think it'll be really interesting to see how long it takes Paulina and Abe to reunite properly after Lexie transitions and he loses her again. Paulina has been so patient, but Abe's heart is just shattered. So while Abe is grieving, Theo is also completely devastated over losing his mom again. And this is where things get really messy. Theo may turn to Stephanie again for some chat and some comfort. And with Stephanie moving out of Alex's place, this Theo and Stephanie vibe feels like the potential for massive trouble. Stephanie is in a terrible headspace right now. She is paranoid, jealous over Joy Wesley, and her marriage to Alex is based. So if she is lonely and moving out and Theo is grieving, you guys know how this show works. Grief plus proximity always equals a messy hookup. I am calling it right now. They are going to cross a line and it is going to cause so much drama. And finally, let's talk about Titan. Xander and Philip's devastation and stress just amps up next week. EJ demanded the entire loan be paid off immediately to ruin that. Xander's making drastic choices. Philip is pitching crazy gambling schemes to Gabby. They're desperate. But wait, now Gwen may have enough money to save Titan. And she is back in Salem soon after the Alamainia hostage situation, so that's a real option. Imagine Gwen swooping in to save Xander's company. The irony. Meanwhile, Holly and Tate talk about the future. And of course, in the next couple of months, they are leaving Salem too. Just like Johnny and Chanel, the actors playing Holly and Tate were also fired. It really feels like an end of an era for the teen and young adult scene in Salem. I don't know what the writers are thinking, getting rid of all these younger characters, but I guess we just have to watch it all play out.